What's up, people? It's Nate Girl 30 here and rocking the orange head wrap right now because my hair looks terrible. But anyway, I have been looking at this for a while and I have been thinking about possibly investigating this. Now, I am talking about the WWE Power Rankings on the WWE.com website. I'm wondering if there's like any kind of affiliation to these wrestlers being able to go up the ladder and possibly be in the main event. So I have been taking a look at it for a while, and after last night, it kind of makes sense. Now I'm going to go into maybe a few wrestlers and talk about some of their rankings and actually describe to you what exactly the power rankings are what exactly the power rankings are, what they're made up of, and what exactly they're looking for. So I'm going to go into this and I'm just going to pretty much describe to you exactly what they are. Okay, it's from WWE.com. WWE.com, in conjunction with the Academy of Wrestling Arts and Sciences, ranks the top 25 superstars in the WWE each week with power rankings. These rankings are based on victories, quality of opponents, momentum, and overall in-ring dominance, as well as intangibles. That's pretty much what they're basing everything off of, and these are the rankings for June 23rd. So I'm going to go into it right now. Now, Zack Ryder, according to this, he really has not been on the power rankings before, but he's actually number 25 and is steady going up. So who knows? He may be ranked number 24 next week. Unfortunately, Beth Phoenix is starting to go down, which makes sense because she really hasn't been on TV that much. Even though she's won a few matches, she really hasn't been, seen a lot. So I mean, according to what they're saying, is that she's pretty much been dethroned a lot more from Layla, which is starting to bring down her ranking a little bit. So hopefully, with the win that she had last week, and if she starts to have more opponents up to her caliber, then her ranking may go up. Who knows? I'm gonna pay attention to that, and it's a possibility that she's going to get a lot higher. And I'm thinking that the higher that you get, that the more you're seen on TV and possibly be in the main event. Now, Epico and Primo, these guys went on there before previously, and now they're ranked number 20 because of the possible feud between them and the primetime players. So I think that maybe their ranking is going to go up, and maybe they're going to actually be on a pay-per-view against the primetime players. Now, the primetime players, they went from 17 to 16, which makes sense because now that AW is backing them, of course their ranking's going to go up. So they're going to probably go up to maybe number 15 next week. Who knows? Now, Damian Sandow, he went from number 20 to number 19. And seeing how he's doing a lot of backstage segments and a lot of matches where he is somewhat dominant, even though his opponents are a lot weaker, I don't know. He's actually gone up a rank from 20 to 19. So what they're saying is that he's not impressed with Zack Ryder or Zack Ryder's win over Heath Slater on SmackDown. So it's showing that there's a possibility that he may start some kind of a feud with Zack Ryder, which will really help Damian Sandow. Even though a lot of people don't really consider Zack Ryder to be up there in the card, he is pretty popular, and he is. I mean, and he's pretty much got put over by the crowd. So he is somebody to really look into. So he actually went up from 20 to 19. So going into like other people, I'm actually kind of shocked to see Cody Rhodes drop from 17 to 16. I really am, and I guess maybe because of his losses that he's had of late, and the fact that he's lost his title and he consistently lost his title, he actually dropped from 17 to 16. But I really do believe that in the next few weeks, especially with his feud with Christian, that his rankings is going to go up. Now, Dolph Ziggler is stagnant. He's still at 15. There's been like no increase or decrease, and I guess because it's kind of half and half. He's had his losses, but he's had his gains, and he's still at 15. AJ, I really don't know why AJ's on this list at all. There's a possibility that yes, this maybe be a popularity contest more than just looking at somebody wrestle, because AJ has not wrestled in months. Not to mention, she really has not been anything. She's not been anything but either a girlfriend or a valet. So pretty much, I don't know why she's on this list, but she stays at 14, which makes me happy because if she actually gone up, yeah, this is definitely a popularity contest. It makes me also sad to see that the Booming Truth has dropped, but I guess since R-Truth has really injured his foot, you really haven't been seeing him a lot more. They still have the title, so their rankings have not dropped drastically. I mean, it's kind of a huge drop from 8 to 13, but it's still up there. You know, it's still in the middle, and it's not really so bad. Um, I guess that, they were the biggest helpers when it came towards John Cena actually winning at No Way Out to get John Laurinaitis leaving. So that's probably why they actually left him at 13. I hope that they come up soon, but with R-Truth's foot injury, it may not happen. Now Layla has actually had an increase. She went from 13 to 12. And I think that the more increases she's going to have, plus she is a Divas champion, and the fact that she was on with Cyndi Lauper, she's becoming a lot more popular, and she's been defeating Beth Phoenix right and left. She's actually gone up in rankings from 13 to 12. Brodus Clay, this makes me happy. With Brodus Clay actually having pay-per-view matches, even though they are dark matches, he's been successful in every one. He has an undefeated streak, and he still defeated David Otunga at No Way Out. And there's a possible feud with him and the Big Show. His rankings are going to increase highly if he defeats the Big Show. If they actually start a feud and he ends up defeating the Big Show, it will decrease highly, and he will actually you actually see him a lot more on TV. So that's pretty much how I see it. So he went from 12 to 11. That is a huge jump. So I am looking forward to seeing anything else happen with Brodus Clay as of late. Now let's go into the top rankings. So rankings are pretty much 10 and to number 1. Ryback is stagnant, which kind of makes me happy because he should not increase or decrease. Ryback is at number 10. Ryback has not really had any decent opponents as of late. He has had people he has beat down to the ground that has pretty much weighs a buck and a quarter. He hasn't really had any opponent up to his caliber, and I'm hoping that he will actually have a decent feud going. He doesn't have anything at this point. He's just squashing people. And I'm hoping that, like Brodus Clay, because Brodus Clay, his character is starting to really evolve and starting to become a lot more dynamic. I really hope the same thing happens with Ryback. And I'm hoping that Ryback will develop somebody that will actually be in his caliber, possibly Mason Ryan. I'm hoping for a Mason Ryan Ryback feud if Mason Ryan is still around, but who knows? That may or may not happen. He stays at number 10. Now, Santino Marella has been put over by the crowd a lot. And since he's still the U.S. champion, this guy is going to continue to go up. He went from number 11 to number 9. So we're going to probably see a lot more of Santino. Who knows? He may be in. He was just in No Way Out, even though that match was pathetic. The fact is he is popular by the crowd. So that pretty much all that matters. It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what the crowd thinks. And they pretty much represent us a lot more than we represent them. So he is at number 9. He went from 11 to number 9. Christian has gone down. Now that's the one thing that I'm kind of curious about. And sure, like I said, this may be a popularity contest. He went from 7 to 8, and I guess, I mean, I don't know. He won. He beat Cody Rhodes, but for some, oh wait, okay, this is according to pretty much the type of people that you wrestle. He lost to Alberto Del Rio. So that makes sense. That's the reason why he dropped from 7 to 8, because Alberto Del Rio is up there. He is fairly a dominant heel. So he lost to Alberto Del Rio, which causes rankings to drop from 7 to 8. And I'm hoping it's a slight drop. It's just like a drop by 1 rank. So he's going to probably come up a lot more. Now, Alberto Del Rio, he increased by 2. He went from 9 to 7. Now, he's definitely making a comeback. He's way getting tons of heat from the crowd. The guy is a dominant heel. He just beat Christian, the IC champion. I see nothing but limitless skies for this guy. I'm hoping that he does not win Money in the Bank, because I'm hoping that Wade Barrett actually wins Money in the Bank, because I think that Alberto Del Rio is on SmackDown now. So I'm hoping that Wade Barrett wins instead of him winning, because I know Wade Barrett's coming back next month. So, I'm really hoping for that. Now, the Big Show. Okay, the Big Show is still stagnant. He is at number 6, and he has not changed. He lost practically the biggest loss at No Way Out, in my opinion, because this was the one that was riding everything. Everything was riding on it. The GM's job was riding on it. John Cena's job was riding on it. There was a lot riding on it. But he's at number 6 still. And I guess maybe he's intimidating people. But the fact that he beat Brodus Clay probably kept him at number 6. So let's check out the top 10, the top 5 people. Now, the top 5 guy is Daniel Bryan. Now, Daniel Bryan has not moved. He is stagnant where he is. And I guess because he really has not, I mean, AJ's involvement kind of, in my opinion, kind of put a bit of a skew on Daniel Bryan and also as well as Kane. But the funny thing is, Kane outranks him. Kane is number 4, and that's the one thing that got. I guess because Daniel Bryan, he's been in a title hunt, but he's had some great losses. But he was in a triple threat match. You can't really say that he had a terrible loss because he hasn't. He's been in triple threat matches. He's been in matches involving CM Punk as well as Kane, but there never been clean finishes. So of course he's going to remain stagnant. As well as Kane, he's going to remain stagnant. He's at number 4. Now, of course, at number 3, trumping them all is CM Punk. CM Punk is the champion. So what are you going to expect? And he's stagnant at number 3 because they were all in triple threat matches that never went over cleanly, which is a good thing because they're actually going to continue this feud. I think it's a great idea for them to actually remain. I think it's a great idea for them to actually remain at this number instead of them going forward and actually bring CM Punk up because he's a champion. I actually do believe that they actually made a good call in keeping him at this number. So he's going to pretty much remain stagnant at number 3. Of course, we got Sheamus. Sheamus, our world heavyweight champion, at number 2. He has dropped from number 1 to number 2. And I guess because he lost to Dolph Ziggler. So that really dropped him one rank from number 1 to number 2. And we can all guess who the number 1 guy is. we can just all guess. Do I really have to say it? Do I really have to say it? I'm gonna say it anyway, and let's face it, there's gonna be a lot of you fans that you see John Cena haters is not going to like this. And I just said it. John Cena is number 1. He's the number 1 guy. He went from number 2 to number 1. And I guess because John Cena has had a lot of dominant wins as of late, the biggest win that he ever had, the biggest game changer that he's ever done so far was the fact that he actually won No Way Out. The fact that he got Johnny Ace packing and leaving the WWE. And he's no longer GM. That is a big win for him. And honestly, that makes sense. So regardless of whether or not you guys actually hate John Cena, that makes sense to me. He's had way awesome opponents as of late. He has been truly dominant when it comes to his matches. And yes, sure, he's slow, has the 4 moves of doom, whatever. The point is, when it actually comes to him and his winnings and the people that he wrestled, it actually makes sense for him to be number 1 right now. Who knows? There may be a chance that he may be dethroned at the next pay-per-view. He may go down 1 rank. If Sheamus is a lot more triumphant in his matches, who knows? He may go up a rank and John Cena may come down. But I'm still going to pay attention to these power rankings per week. I'm probably going to actually add them either on Saturday or depending on how they do it. If they do it on Monday, like they did the power rankings at the beginning of the week and the power rankings at the end of the week, I'm probably going to either do 2 videos on Monday and 2 videos on 2 videos on Friday. So there may be something like that. But I'm going to pay attention to these power rankings because I think that they actually have some kind of affiliation with the wrestlers being seen more on TV, as well as them actually being a part of the main event. So I'm going to keep an eye on them. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. See you later.